We begin our journey in Foley, Missouri. This small town is located directly along Missouri Route 79 and has a population of 89. It has a city hall, post office, fire department, and a conservation area along the Mississippi River called Sandy Island.
So when I was very young, my grandma had a cabin, house, whatever you want to call it, in Foley, Missouri, which, coming from North St. Louis, it took about an hour, roughly, hour and a half. And we came up 79, and a lot of the small towns on 79, you have to slow down to like 30 miles per hour. And Foley was one of those. It's a small town. We used to stop and get bait if we needed it. They also, leading right before there was an ice cream place where you could stop and get something to, for ice cream. And then as you're cruising through Foley, just on the other side of it is a bridge. And once you cross the bridge, you made a right onto this gravel road. And the gravel road took you back to Kings Lake, which is where that area where Grandma's house was. I remember in 1973, during the Great Flood, then the water was all the way up to her gutters. And so I remember as a family, my cousins, my uncles and aunts, and we all assembled up there and gutted her house because it was full of mud and it smelled like fish and snakes were in there. But she lived up there by herself. But we would always go up there as a extended family and go up there during 4th of July and celebrate Independence Day as a family, playing like badminton, horseshoes. They didn't have cornhole then, so it was horseshoes. A lot of the kids, there was a trail we called it the Amazon, which went through the woods, and if you wanted to ride your motorcycles or mini bikes through there, you could do that.
When you first turn onto the old highway in Foley, there is nothing to see for the next mile except farm fields and a couple houses. The next landmark on the old highway is Magruder Limestone. Located at the old highway's intersection with Kings Lake Road, the quarry has been open for many years. Something I learned recently is that Kings Lake Road was the road that led to my great-grandma's cabin that she lived in during the 1970s. The cabin, which was on Lake Road, a feeder road off of Kings Lake, is no longer there, but was right next to Clear Pond. The next landmark on the old highway is called Jake's Pond. Jake's Pond is a giant pond at Oasis Lake Road and the old highway. It's about a mile from Magruder Limestone. Now, when I was driving past it when I was filming this, it was covered with what looked to be hundreds of ducks. It was a neat sight. The next landmark on the old highway is the ghost town of Apex. Located at the old highway's intersection with Hurricane Creek Lane, the town no longer exists, but was active from 1880 to 1941. In 1925, it had 28 inhabitants. The only thing left of it now is a private residence. The next landmark on the old highway is Missouri M. This short highway leads to the Leach Memorial Conservation Area and separates the old highway from its gravel section and its paved section. After Missouri M, there are four old bridges on the right side of Old Highway 79. They all look the same and are all over Lost Creek. The last landmark on the old highway are these neat caves left over from a quarry many years ago. Our journey ends in Elsberry. This town is a lot bigger than Foley, with a population of 1937. It was laid out in 1871 and named after one of its founders, Robert T. Elsberry. The site was platted in 1879, and a post office called Elsberry has been in operation since 1879. An honorable mention goes to the old bridge in Old Monroe. This bridge can be accessed by taking Highway C to Main Street. Main Street used to be Missouri Route 79 until it was bypassed in 1986. The bridge was built in 1930, and after the bypassing, it was used as a crossing for the town residents until it was closed in 2015. I don't know what the plans are for the bridge at the moment, but I hope it's saved before it's too late.